Yo, Sir Swipe here. Thank you for clicking on the video. This is my full free course, okay? This is going to be a long video. Not only is it a compilation of all the content and everything I've released to the public, this is all the stuff I have not released to the public as well, and there's a lot of it, okay? This is going to be a long video, but hear me out. Do not be lazy, okay? You will learn. Let me tell you something. Even if you think you know everything there is to be about cloning, you think you know everything about cloning, I promise you, you will learn at least one new thing. Alright, even if you think you know a lot, there will be some things you've never even heard of in this video. I promise you that, okay? Watch it from the beginning to the end. Don't be lazy. There's important things all throughout, alright? Very important details. I also want to give a quick shout out to the Vizy community for exposing him. He's a scammer. People are in my DMs and they're like, yo, we saw your Vizy's a scammer video, make a Discord and this and that. So shout out to those guys, and shout out for calling Vizy on his own bullshit and his own scamming. He had to like close down his chat, bans and all that stuff. So here's the official Sir Swipe server, okay? This is me, number 8046, this is the server. I'm brand new to Discord, I'm not really good with it. So let me show you the invite link. We got the permanent invite link if you want to join. They're all capital letters except the F and the K, so GCKR, lowercase f, lowercase k, capital SCVW. Okay? I'm going to be posting a lot of free stuff. Just like I had in my Telegram. I don't know if any of you guys are in my Telegram group, but whoever you are, shout out to you. There's a lot of free sauce, free content that I'm posting. I'm going to be posting way more consistently. So, I also want to say this, okay? So first, let me say this. This is my Discord, my personal, that's my server. This is a link right here. I'm going to link it in down below. Sir Swipe Group, capital S's, capital G, right? I want to say this. When I tried posting some of the free stuff in my Discord, there was a limit and I couldn't do it. There was a file size limit and stuff. So on Telegram, there's no file size limit, so I can post whatever I want in Telegram. There's already a ton of stuff in the Telegram group. Go check it out if you're not in that. So I want to say that I'm going to be posting different free sauce and free info and good content in my Discord and my Telegram separately. So if you want to see both, because I have to make it fair, because I can't post the same stuff. Because Discord won't allow the stuff I post in Telegram. So try and get into both of them. I'm going to be posting different stuff, splitting it up. But all the main big announcements are going to be in both. But if you want all the information, all the content, all the free sauce, try and get in my Sir Swipe group, capital S, capital G on Telegram. And my Sir Swipe server, capital S, capital S. This is the invite link. Alright? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, don't be lazy. Watch the video from the very beginning to the very end. You will learn something. Pay attention to the details. Okay? Very important. Yo, Sir Swipe here, capital S's. We're going to talk about how to swipe like TEEJAYX6 and Bandman Kevo. So we're going to be talking about the physical things you need, the hardware, not the software. Software in another video. So pretty much, let's get started here. So there's going to be 3 things you need and 3 things you want. Okay, so the first thing that you need is an Omni key. So what this does is it allows you to read and write information to the EMV chip on your blank card that you're going to be getting to make it look like a real credit card, right? So that's what this does. It reads and writes information to the EMV chip. So this one works, right? This is the one that I have, and these aren't too expensive. This is the one that I have right here. This is the best one in my opinion. The second thing you need is an MSR 605, okay? So what this does is the magnetic strip on the back of a card, right? That black line on the back of a card, this allows you to read and write information to that. Okay, so that's what the MSR does. It reads and writes information to the mag strip on the back of the card, the magnetic strip. So this is the one that I have. Now the only problem with this is it's just super big, but it gets the job done. So if you don't really care, if you want something smaller, this one's a lot more expensive, but they do the same thing. Alright, so it reads and writes information to the magnetic strip on the back of the card. They do the same thing though. Again, this is the one that I have, works perfectly. The third thing that you need is a very specific type of card, a very specific type of blank card, okay? There's 4 very important things that you must have when buying the blank, okay? It must be an unfused card, it must be a J2A040, it must be a high code, and 2 track. Those are the 4 things. 1 unfused, 2 J2A040, 3 high code, and 4 2 track, okay? So a lot of people accidentally buy fused cards and you just wasted all your money, because pretty much a fused card means you can't edit the data on the card, right? With an unfused card, you can read and write to the card as you please, but if it's fused, you can't edit any of the data to make it look like a credit card. So pretty much you just wasted all your money if it wasn't those 4 things, right? And high co all has to do with an egg strip. If there's low co cards, make sure you don't get a low co, and make sure it's 2 track. It can't be 1 track, okay? So keep that in mind. So these are your 3 needs, right? The Omni key, the MSR, and that specific type of blank. You must have those 4 things on every blank that you buy. Now let's talk about the wants, okay? In order, the first thing that you would want is a card printer, okay? So pretty much what this does is it disguises your blank card as a real bank card, right? So when I started, I had like a $300 version of this. Right now I have this one. This is the best one by far. This should be your goal right here. And again, it makes the card look super legit, right? It makes it look exactly like a bank card. That's the point. The second thing that you want is an embosser. So, right, what this does is, I don't know if you've ever felt your card before, but the 3D letters and numbers that are sticking out of the card, you know, that are kind of rough poking out of the card, this is what this does. So it makes the letters and numbers on the card, you know, stick up and are kind of 3D. So this one's right here. Any of those will do the job. So this is your second want. Now your third want is a press. So Amazon doesn't sell the right one. You need a PVC plastic press. Okay, so what this does is, I don't know if you've ever gotten a new bank card, but the embossed numbers that are sticking out will be like glossy silver or glossy gold, you know, like really shiny. This is what this does. It makes the embossed numbers sticking out of the card really shiny to make it look like a brand new card, kind of. So that's what this does. So pretty much, if you were to get all 3 of these wants, you would not be able to tell the difference between your blank cloned card and a real bank card. So all of that is for safety purposes, right? Like you would not be able to tell the difference at all if you have these 3 things, right? So let's go over it, right? The first want, or the 3 needs is the Omni key, the MSR, and the blanks. Those are your needs, right? You need those, all right? What you could still card without these wants right here. But again, the wants are the printer, the embosser, and the press, all right? So that's pretty much it for the video. Right, this is my first one. My personal Telegram is Sir Swipe, capital S's. I'm going to have a group where I'm posting every video, you know, just in case YouTube takes me down. I'm also going to be posting free methods and free sauce. So Sir Swipe group, capital S's, capital G. Alright, that's the end of the video. I appreciate it. You know, stay tuned. I'm going to have really good content coming out, alright? We can all do this. Yo, Sir Swipe here. So I'm going to be talking about how to swipe like TEEJAYX6, Bandman, Kev. This is the software, all the software you need. Another video on all the hardware and physical stuff like the Omni key, the MSR, the blank cards you need. So check that video out. So we're going to talk about the software. This is in any order, right? So you need Card Peek. So what this does is it reads the blank card. So when you write information to it, you can use Card Peek to check over your work and make sure you did everything correctly. So, you know, if you did something wrong, you can go back and restart. And pretty much that's what Card Peek is. It's to check over all your work. Then you need JCOP English. So pretty much what this is let's say you made a mistake on Card Peek and something didn't write to the card properly. Then you can use this JCOP English, and pretty much what it does is it erases all the information on the card. And especially when you get a blank card in from your manufacturer, maybe it's Amazon, right? There's already information on the card, and you don't want that. You want to write all the information, totally new information, so you use this. So this is used to erase all the information on a card. Blank or not, it erases everything. So if you make a mistake and you need to restart, you have to do this and wipe the information, start over again, right? Another thing you need is an ATR tool, okay? So a lot of people, let me say something right now, a lot of people have a virus in their ATR tool, and they think it's okay. First off, let me show you something, and this might freak you out a little bit, it should. So first off, let me show you that all my Windows Defender's up, right? I checked the ATR tool on a website called virustotal.com, okay? So virustotal.com. I don't have it on this PC because it's a horrible virus. Like, you're being spied on by someone. Probably the police. I'm going to keep that on the, I don't know. Anyway, this is what comes up, and you can check all your cloning software for free to see what viruses it has. So, first thing for the ATR tool that most people download, ransomware, malware, backdoor agent, and the worst of all, okay, the worst of all, Dark Comet. Dark Comet. Most of you don't know what that is, but pretty much what Dark Comet is, let me show you. Dark Comet Rat. What this virus does is it gives someone complete control of your computer. So you're the victim. Someone has complete control. You can just see how scary this is. So literally you can look at people's webcams, watch people's screens. You could steal all their passwords. And this is what people are downloading. So I cannot stress this enough. Never download anything with a virus. Okay, like the ATR tool that everyone has with the virus, they're being spied on. Every single one of them, they're being spied on. They're doing illegal things and being spied on doing it. Like, who do you think's doing that? Alright, who do you think would put this virus in the software? I wonder who would do that, right? Who would put this virus to spy on you in software to clone stolen credit cards? I wonder who would do that. Who would put that virus there? Anyways, as I was saying, right? Never download anything with a virus. Like I said, everyone has this ATR tool and they're being spied on 100%. Check all your cloning software. Make sure you don't have a virus. Never download anything with a virus. And if you ever come across someone who's selling you something and they tell you to take down Windows Defender, just block them. Just block them. They don't know what they're doing. Trust me. Next thing you need. So, right, this is my ATR tool. Let me just show you. So how it works is I would request a script from the person who supplies me with my blanks. I would be like, hey, this is the ATR I want. And pretty much for each card on Earth, there's an ATR for it, which is like just a special code. So, you know, Chase Bank Visa Debit has a certain ATR. TD Bank Visa Debit has a certain ATR. Chase Bank Platinum has a certain ATR. It's just a number to identify the card, in a sense. So pretty much what I do is I'd request a script to a certain ATR, put it in here, run script, and it would change the ATR on my card. It's kind of complicated, but just get used to it, watch some more of my videos, it'll be way easier to understand. The next thing you need, this is the most important thing. To write information to the EMV chip, you need X2. Okay, make sure you get the right one. So this is the real X2 2021. I can't move it around, can't do any of that. This is a phony one, Mr. EMV. This guy is bogus. Do not download anything from Mr. EMV. Like, look, it's a copycat, and look at the letters. They're not even, and I can move this around. And if you ever go across Mr. EMV, and he's like, oh, this is burnt, that's burnt, it's not. He just adds 2.6, 2.7, and he says the previous version was burnt and doesn't work anymore. He is a fraud, he's a scam, bro. The stuff I want to say, bro, this is the real and only real X2 2021. You can't move it, the letters are bold. There's no such thing as 2.5, 2.6, all of that. X2.5, X2.6, X2.7 is just a copycat of this. And Mr. EMV says that other versions are burnt so you can buy more. Do not fall for it. This is what you need. So pretty much you put in the data from your dump, and you put in the IST, which is very important. You're going to have to research more about that. And it pretty much just writes the chip data of the card, okay? Next, what you need is something to generate the ARQC. So pretty much, in a sense, the ARQC is the number that the card uses to communicate with the ATM, okay? And then there's an ARPC, which is pretty much like the card, the ATM, the bank, but you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, pretty much, let me go and show you for a second. Sorry, ARQC, it'll be easier to show on this, ARPGen. So pretty much all it is, it's a series of unknown numbers, and it communicates from the card, which would be your blank, that you copied the dump, you copied the stolen credit card, it would be that to the ATM. So right, I'll just click generate ARQC. I didn't do it right, there's a lot more steps into it, but this is it. It's just a series of random numbers and letters for the card and the ATM to communicate. And then you need ISTs, alright? And people really mess this up. If I want to clone a card, and the card number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, I need to have the IST file for that card, or I cannot clone it. You can't clone any card. You have to have the IST file in order to clone that card. So I have a ton of ISTs, right? A ridiculous amount. So I can obviously, I have a ton of variety to clone. So see this? 372343. Any card I see, any dump on anything that I see with the number 372343, I can now clone that card because I have the IST for it. And the only way to get an IST is to physically have the card with that number and then generate the IST with X2, which is another video, but that's how you do it. It's kind of complicated how I made it. It's really easy. And then what you need is kind of a bonus is just a list of Visa bins, so it tells you what they are. Credit card ranges, a giant ATR list, and that's pretty much all you need. So let me just go over it real quick. Oh, and another thing, you can't get X2 2020. This cannot clone DDA bins, and that's in another video. Please watch all my videos. So this can only work on about 5%, 4%, 3% of all the cards that exist. Alright, so not many. This, on the other hand, can work on pretty much any card, except certain cards. Again, watch my videos, you'll understand. But yeah, so this is the setup. Card peek to check your work, JCOP to erase all your information, an ATR tool, I use this one to pretty much change the special number for that card, right? Each bank has a different one, each card has a different one. X2 to write the information from the card that you bought, the dump, is what we call the dump, to the EMV chip on your blank. ArcGen to create the special number to interact with the card in the ATM. Your ISTs, which is pretty much the blueprint of the card, and you need that, and that interacts with X2. And that's pretty much it. So I kind of made it confusing there, but I mean, that's all you need. It's really not confusing. It takes me like, I could clone a dump in 30 seconds. When I say dump, I mean card. I could clone a card in 30 seconds. Like, there's just a lot to take in right away, I guess, but it's really not hard. Like I said, I could clone it in 30 seconds. So anyway, that's all you need on the software aspect. If you need anything, alright, this is my personal software, my personal Telegram, alright, *swipe, capital S's. This is my group, *swipe group, capital S's, capital G. In the group, I post free sauce, free methods. All my YouTube videos are going to be in the Telegram group, just in case YouTube takes me down. I'm still going to have the videos up there. So yeah, just join the group. If you need anything, hit me up. Let me know. I got you, bro. I'll get you right. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it, alright? Yo, Sir Swipe here. So I'm going to be talking about how to stay completely anonymous and completely safe when you're doing all this cloning stuff, alright? So, pretty much, number one, make sure there's no virus on your computer, alright? I've talked about this in other videos, how bad the virus is. There's rats, there's Trojans that go in and spy on you. The feds are literally watching you, and I'm not even kidding when I say that. So let me show you right now. Make sure your Windows Defender is always up and running. Never take it down. If anyone says the only way to download this software is to take down Windows Defender, just don't buy from them, because there's a really bad virus in it that spies on you. Okay, the feds literally watch what you do, bro. I'm not kidding. Next thing, crypto is your best friend, okay? Try to eliminate your real identity, your real information as much as you can. For example, when buying the OmniKey and stuff off of Amazon, you don't want to just use your credit card, right? Because now it says you bought an OmniKey, you bought blanks, you bought an MSR. What you want to do, make an Amazon account with fake details, go to a store, buy with cash a prepaid gift card, or buy Amazon gift cards with cash. That way it's untraceable. If you send it to your address, you're still pretty safe regardless, but if you want to be super safe, send it to your neighbor's house, send it to a drop address, an abandoned house, and go pick it up if you want to be insanely safe, right? But none of your real details, right? Try to eliminate as much as you can, specifically your credit card, because that is the easiest thing to look up. Next thing, whenever making any transactions with somebody, right, try to do it with crypto. Another thing you could do is use a crypto ATM, because with a crypto ATM, there's no middleman. So if there's a wallet that you need to send crypto to, you don't have to send it to your crypto wallet first, right? You put the cash in the ATM, put in the person's address that you want to send to, and it goes right from cash right to that person's address, or a wallet on a website, or however you do it personally, right? So with that, it doesn't go to you at all. It's straight cash to the other person's wallet, straight cash to a website, right? And then there's Paxful. So on Paxful, you can buy a gift card with cash. For example, I can buy $100 worth of Google Play gift card with cash. I type in the code on the website, find someone who's willing to buy it, the code on the website, and I can get like $98 worth of Bitcoin for it, right? With Google Play and stuff like that, there's small margins. You lose like barely any, like 2%. With an ATM, you lose about 5%, but it is the most anonymous thing by far, the crypto ATM. So yeah, those are your best options. The next thing you need is a VPN. Again, just extra precautions to stay safe. The good ones, I would look it up, but then it would show where I'm at. NordVPN, Movad VPN, private internet access. Those are the ones you want to stick with. With Nord, for about $80, you can get 2 to 3 year subscription, which is a really good price. Movad, I don't know. Private internet access, I don't know. TorGuard's another good one. So get a VPN. Get maybe 2 VPNs. Alright? One for one computer, one for another computer. It's good to mix them up. But you should definitely get a VPN. So again, don't do anything with your credit card. Never do anything directly with your credit card. Always try to go to crypto and then your transaction. Try to do everything through crypto. Alright? So that's going to be it for this. Again, recap, try everything with crypto. Make sure there's no viruses on your computer. You're being spied on by the feds. I'm not even kidding you. And yeah, pretty much my personal Telegram is at Sir Swipe. And my group is at Sir Swipe Group. Again, capital S is for Sir Swipe, capital S is capital G for Sir Swipe Group. I post free methods, free sauce that literally people would make you pay for. Like, I'm not even kidding. I literally find something and I'll just post it and I literally see someone else selling it for 50 bucks. So, I mean, it's good content. Also, all the videos that I will ever post on YouTube, I will also post in the Telegram. So if I ever get shut down on YouTube, all my videos are already in the Telegram. They're always going to be there forever. So go to the group. Show some love. I appreciate it. Thank you for sticking to the end. Alright, have a good one, y'all. Yo, Sir Swipe here. So this video is going to be about, terminology and lingo used in the community, and mainly in the cloning game. And this is pretty much to understand what people are talking about, so you don't get taken advantage of, you know what's going on, you don't accidentally buy something that you don't know what it is, and just to mainly help you understand everything that's going on. Because I remember when I started, there were words that people were using, and I didn't know what it meant at all. Like, I didn't know what they were talking about. So this is pretty much to, help you see straight and help you, focus in on what everything is and what everything means. And, I'm going to kind of, like, define everything, right? So the first thing that had me really confused when I started was bin. Okay, like a bin number. What's a bin number? What's a bin, right? So pretty much a card number, right? We all know what a card number is. It's the first 16 digits on the card, on your credit card. That's the card number. A bin number, or bin, right? Bin number, people will use these words, is the first 6 digits of a card number. It's just the first 6 digits. When someone says, here's a bin, this bin, that bin, it'll be 6 digits long. And pretty much what it is it's the first 6 digits of the 16-digit card number, right? It's only 6 digits. And it pretty much tells you everything you need to know about the card. So it'll tell you if it's a Visa, an American Express, credit, debit, it'll tell you all that stuff, right? So you don't need to, you're not going to ask someone, hey, what's the card number? What's your card number? You're going to say, hey, I have this bin. This is the bin, right? Which pretty much tells them it's from this bank, this kind of card, this type of card, all this stuff. The first 6 digits of the card number is all the stuff you need to know about what the card is, right? So some websites you can go on is bincheck.io, bincheck.org. And right, do this with your own credit card, just so you understand more what I'm talking about. So go on bincheck.io, go on bincheck.org. You have to type in the first 6 digits of your card number, or the first 7 digits sometimes, and it pretty much tells you what your card is. It'll be like, hey, it's a Chase Visa debit. Hey, this is a prepaid. This is an ATM card from this bank, from there, right? So that's pretty much what that means. The bin is the first 6 digits of the card number, and it's like the ID of the card. Hey, where's this card from? What kind of card is it, pretty much, right? Another thing, right? Dump. Let me exit all this out. So that's bin. A dump. What does someone mean when they say a dump? Hey, I have a dump. Dumps for sale, right? What does that mean? Pretty much what it is, it's just stolen credit card info. And it's the type that you need to clone credit cards, like the track data, track 1 and track 2. I'm going to get into that in a second. But a dump is just stolen credit card info. That's all it is. Just when someone says dump, it's a stolen credit card, right? Or if someone says CC, obviously that's just credit card. That's what I mean. So dump, CC, stolen CC, a dump, same thing, right? A dump is the credit card information used to clone the card. It's like if someone has a dump for sale, it's the track data used to clone the card. That's what they have for sale, right? It's a dump. If someone says they're like hitting an ATM, that just means they're going to clone card in the ATM, hitting a POS. Let me get into that again. So hit, cash out, right, whatever, hit an ATM. That's pretty self-explanatory. What is a POS? POS. Pretty much what a POS is a point of sales terminal. Okay, it's the short form for point of sales terminal. Now what is that, right? Those are all over. If you don't know what I'm talking about, literally look it up on Google. You'll know exactly what I mean. You see it all the time in every store. It's pretty much like the mini ATM kind of that you slide your card in when you're buying something at Walmart or Best Buy or whatever. It's that thing that they give you, hey, slide your card in, type in PIN, whatever. That's a point of sales terminal. That's what that is. It's like when you're not using the card at an ATM, you'd be using it in Walmart or Best Buy at a POS, a point of sales terminal pretty much, right? So a POS is in a way a mini ATM. In a way. Not exactly, they work differently, but similar, okay? So POS, point of sales terminal, the mini things that you slide your card in when carding stores, cloning stores, stuff like that, right? Another thing, 101 dump, right? Code 101, 101 dump. What is that? So this is more of an older thing, right? So you know what a dump is, right? Stolen info. So it's code 101 stolen credit card omission. So what is that? It's dead, okay? What a 101 dump is, or code 101 dump, means that it doesn't need the EMV chip to make a transaction or a purchase. It's just the mag strip on the back. Okay, it's just the magnetic strip on the back of the card. So there's no EMV chip, all you do is swipe the card. Okay? And you know, back when I first found out about cloning, way back, 101 dumps was the thing. 201 wasn't a thing. I'm gonna get into what a 201 is. So 101 is just swiping, no EMV chip, right? That's dead because at an ATM, right, there are some ATMs, really old ones, where you don't need an EMV chip. You can just swipe. You can put the card in sideways, and it'll just read the magnetic strip, no chip needed. But again, those are extremely rare. And a 101 dump is just swiping, right? So when you go to Walmart or Best Buy, you're not going to be able to use a 101 dump because those point of sales terminals, the POS, the mini ATM things, they don't accept that anymore. Most of them, like 99%, don't accept 101s. You have to put the chip in nowadays. So a 101s are rare. They could be used at extremely rare ATMs. And you know, some old stores, thrift shops, stuff like that have old POSs, old point of sales terminals that aren't the latest stuff that they have at like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, right? So all the old places, you'll be able to just swipe. You don't need the chip. So that's why it's kind of dead. It's kind of useless. They're really rare. And yeah, like it's just not a thing anymore. It was back in the day, not anymore. It's dead now. So now we have 201 dumps, right? Code 201. 201, a code 201 dump, code 201 credit card, right, is the EMV chip and the magnetic strip, right? So it's both of them. You need both of them. So again, that's what we're cloning with X2, right? That's a 201 dump. If you were cloning a 101 dump, you wouldn't need X2 or the Omnic. You just need an MSR to just copy the track data from the dump to your magnetic strip on the back of the card. No chip, right? But that's dead. You can't do that anymore. So 201 is what you got to do now, right? So that's cloning the chip and the magnetic strip. So that's both. In order for the card to make a transaction, it needs two things. That's the easy way to think of it. It needs two things to make a transaction, the chip and the magnetic strip. The 101 dump needs one thing to make a transaction, just the magnetic strip. So that's probably, I kind of went off the rails a little bit there, but that's pretty much the best I could explain it. And there's a ton of other different codes too. So there's 101, 201, there's a ton of other different ones if you're in different parts of the world and different countries, but those are just the main ones you gotta write about. 101, 201. Another thing I want to talk about is the mag strip. The mag strip, right? It's the magnetic strip on the back of the card. The black line on the back of the card, right? That's the magnetic strip. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Magnetic strip's the black strip on the back of the card. Track 1, Track 2, and Track 3. Yes, there is a Track 3. So, pretty much on the cards that you need to clone, you don't need Track 1, you only need Track 2. If you have both, that's obviously better. And Track 3 is there, it exists, but it's not used at all for ATMs or POSs. They don't read Track 3, they don't. They only read Track 2. If you have Track 1 and Track 2, it's better, but it's unnecessary. Track 2 is what you need. So again, Track 2 is just the data on the card, pretty much. And I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, one more thing that I really want to point out. Big definition. You guys might not know what this means. I don't know if you know what that means. What's that word mean? Oh man, I forget. It's like these are supposed to mean the same thing. I forget though. I forget. I really forget. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the vid. I hope you learned something. And yeah, that was pretty much it, just to have you, straight aerial, thinking straight on what everything means. make sure you don't get taken advantage of too. Don't confuse bin and don't confuse dump. Don't confuse things. They mean what they mean, right? So bin is the first 6 digits, dump is stolen credit card information. Those are the 2 main ones that people kind of are confused about in the beginning. So keep that in mind. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the vid. Yo, Sir Swipe here. I'm going to be talking about SDA, DDA, and CDA bins, okay? So as you're getting more in depth and researching more, you might find that people that know what they're talking about might mention, or you might even just come across doing your own research, you know, they might mention SDA, DDA, CDA, alright? And you might not know what that means, right? You came to the right place. So pretty much what it means, in simplest terms possible, okay, how secure the card is. To make it in simplest terms possible. So how secure is the card, right? SDA is a certain type of security, DDA is a certain type of security, and CDA is a certain type of security. And they're all different, right? And pretty much in less simplest terms, it has to do with the cryptography of the card and how encrypted the card is. How encrypted is the card, alright? So like, even I'll show you something neat if we go to BP Tools. And why do you think it says crypto calculator as well? Not because cryptocurrency, because cryptography, right? That's why it's called crypto calculator. Cryptography, cryptographic up here, right? And something right here that's kind of neat. If you look up AES256 on Google, right, that is a certain type of encryption, a very complicated type of encryption, right? So pretty much that's what SDA, DDA has to do. And I'm pretty sure if you go in here, it talks a little bit, it'll come up right here. So SDA, DDA, right? And it pretty much, SDA and DDA, it all has to do with how encrypted the card is. They're all encrypted differently. They're all different types of security. And I have a chart right here. So let's make this chart, let's build it. So how secure is SDA? It's super low, very low security. So very low. There's like slim to no encryption. It's very easy to clone an SDA bin. Alright, you will not get a lot of issues. It is very easy to clone an SDA bin. Alright, you will cash out a lot with SDA bins, alright? How secure is a DDA bin? It's like medium to high, okay? And DDA bins are medium to high security. And CDA bins, we'll just put insane, alright? Nobody has cracked the code to a CDA yet. That's why you can clone DDA and you can clone SDA bins, but if you come across a CDA bin, you will not be able to do that. And nobody has cracked the code for that yet. So how common are these bins, right? So let's say you're on a website and there's 100 dumps. How many of those dumps are going to be SDA? How many of them are going to be DDA? How many of them are going to be CDA, right? So SDA, I would say about 3%. So 3 out of 100 dumps are going to be SDA. So you can see that they're really rare, right? It is rare to come across an SDA bin. I've been doing this, I've been grinding this hard for 2 years, and I have discovered about 7 SDA bins. Out of every single time, every dump I ever came across it, I've discovered about 7. Alright, and I'm going to talk about also, like, how can you tell? Let's just put that. How can you tell? How will you be able to tell if you found an SDA bin, DDA bin? How will you be able to discover? So DDA, out of 100 dumps on a website, I would say about 97% of them are DDA. Now you're probably thinking, dude, you're an idiot. Your math is completely wrong. 397, that's 100. But in reality, like 1 out of every 300, 350, maybe even 500 dumps are going to be CDA. So I'm just going to put 0.1. Okay? Because it is extremely rare to come across a CDA bin. Like extremely rare. So how easy is it? It is to clone, right? Easy. And you can only, and obviously by easy, I mean like how well does it burn to the card? Obviously you still need to have the correct method, like you can't just do whatever you want and expect it to burn to the card. And something very cool as well is X2 2020, a lot of people don't know this, you cannot clone DDA bins on X2. So 97% of the cards out there, you won't be able to use X2 2020 to clone. Alright, 2020, this is mainly for SDA bins. So about 3% of the cards out there, you can use 2024. A lot of people don't know that, and they struggle. And then for DDA bins, fill in my chart here. So how easy is clone? It's medium, right? Medium. Obviously you need the correct method. I'm not saying the method has to be different. I'm saying how well does it burn to the card, right? Is it going to burn well? Are you going to get a better better odds of cashing out, right? So easy to clone, it's medium, right? And you need 2021. X2 2021 can clone DDA bins and SDA bins, okay? But if you only have 2020, you cannot clone 97% of the cards out there. Alright, so just keep that in mind as well. And then like I said, how I already talked about, nobody cracked CDA yet. It's impossible. It's impossible. How often should you cash out? With an SDA bin, if you have an SDA bin, you should be able to cash out 10 times out of 10. And I'm not kidding. You should be able to cash out every time. There is very low security on SDA bins. Extremely low. Okay? And then for DDA, you should be able to cash out 8 times out of 10. Right? Knowing the correct method and everything, you should be able to cash out 8 times out of 10. And obviously not 10 out of 10 as in 100% for SDA bins. It's probably like 10 out of... It's more like 15 out of like 16, 17, right, we'll say. And then CDA, you'll never cash out, right? There is not a software on the planet that can clone CDA, okay? And then how can you tell? So obviously one thing that I like to do is I like to find a bin, okay? And if I cash out with it, I kind of go streaky, right? So if I find bin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I cash out, I'm going to try and cash out again, and again, and again, and again. And if you find yourself cashing out, like, almost every single time, like, where you expect it every time, you're like, yeah, I'm cashing out, it's, like, guaranteed, then you probably have yourself an SDA bin, alright? Where it's like, yeah, I'm cashing this out, this is easy. You probably found yourself an SDA bin. So like I said, in the past 2 years of me grinding hard, I probably found 7 of them. And DDA, right, I mean, obviously you can tell, like I said, if you can cash out with it, because obviously if you can't cash out with it, no matter what, it's CDA, odds of that are very low. So obviously you'd be able to tell by not cashing out every single time, but cashing out a lot, right? Not every single time, but high percentage, 80% of the time. Okay, so that's how you can tell it. And pretty much that's how it goes. So let me just sum up what I said, you know. You want SDA bins, because they're easy to clone, right? They're going to burn to the card really well, and you're going to be able to cash them out more often than not. DDA bins, obviously that's majority, 97%, in my opinion. Obviously this isn't a fact, right? I'm guessing, right? With my experience. And you should be able to cash out 80% of the time. If you have a good method, you do everything right 80% of the time, you should be able to cash out. And like I said, CDA, it's impossible, right? But those are extremely rare to come across. But it is impossible to cash out if you have a CDA bin. It's not possible. Nobody has cracked the code to that yet. Another important thing that I'm going to say again is, again, X2 2020 can only do SDA bins. Alright? Some people say they can do a little bit of DDA, like some DDA bins. I doubt it. But X2 2021 can clone DDA and SDA bins. So majority of the bins, right? You could clone with X2 2021, and then with X2 2020, you can probably clone like 4%, right? So obviously 2021 is the way to go here. Last thing, obviously my personal Telegram, SirSwipe, capital S's, my group where I'm going to post all the YouTube videos just in case YouTube takes me down. Right, SirSwipe group, capital S's, capital G. I'm going to try and post consistently a little bit in that group. Free sauce, free methods and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much the end for this. Yeah, just watch all my videos, like up, appreciate it. Yo, SirSwipe here. So I'm going to talk about how to generate your own IST and the importance of an IST. So let me first talk about why you need an IST. So let's say you see a dump and the bin number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The bin number is the first 6 digits of the card number. In order to clone that dump, you need the IST file for the bin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the only way to get the IST file for that bin is to generate it. And in order to generate it, you need X2 and the physical card with the bin number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So pretty much this is how you would do it, right? So I would have a card, right, a real physical card with the bin number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I would generate an IST for it. So now I have the IST file for the bin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now any dump I see with the bin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can clone it now because I have the IST file for it, right? So you need the legit card, the physical card with that bin in order to generate the IST for it, and then you can clone any dump with that bin. So that's how that works. So I'll show you how to do it. So let me plug in my Omni key. Alright, so I'm gonna go X2. Again, make sure it's no Mr. EMV, right? Yeah, please watch my other videos. Make sure there's no virus. Let me show you right now. If you have a virus, first off, you should not have a virus with cloning software. That is ridiculous. Make sure your Windows Defender is always up. Alright, please watch my other videos. You're probably being spied on by the feds if you have a virus in any of your cloning software. Again, like, why do you think there's a virus in cloning software? Like, who do you think would be watching you? Anyway, so you're going to go to IC Generate. You're going to plug the card in that you want the IST for. Obviously, this is a card that I cloned. This ain't not a real one, so I don't mind showing the information. And pretty much, so I'm going to read the card. So let's do a realistic example, right? You don't have to read the card, but I'll just show you. So I have the physical card with the bin 411773. I have the legit physical card with the first 6 digits of the card number 411773. So now what you do is you go save, and it's not going to be an IST right away. So you go to desktop, right? Make sure to name it the bin, that way it's very easy to keep track. 411773, and you're going to save it to the desktop. Right? So now this is it. This is not an IST though, it says .zld, not an IST. So to get the IST, right, first you need to generate the ZLD, and then what you do is you go up here and you load the ZLD. So first you click save, and it created the ZLD, now you click load and put in the ZLD. Right? So loaded the tree data, you can see right here, .zld, right? And now you click generate IST, and you can put that whatever. And again, name it the bin number, 411773, that way it's very easy to keep track. Save, okay. There we go. That's the IST file. So now, any dump I see,